Hello everyone, this is Colethehitman bringing you another Team Fortress 2 gameplay commentary, and this one consists of a TF2 lobby match where I start off playing Pyro on CTF Vitalism, very fast-paced, capture the flag map. But as it turns out, I got bored of Pyro and this guy wasn't a good soldier, so we ended up switching places, and then things got better because at the beginning it's boring, but yeah, post-commentary, so I'm going to be talking about stuff other than the gameplay. And what I'm going to be talking about is the fact that I'm leaving in 2 days, and I'm going to be gone for 50 days. So this is probably the last thing I'm going to upload on YouTube, because, for 50 days that is, because, you know, tomorrow's the shopping and everything, I'm getting ready to go, and then getting on the bus at like 4 PM and stuff. So yeah, life's going good, but I will be gone. So, hopefully this is longer than I've had been running before. I think it's around 23 minutes in total. But, yeah, so, yeah. I'm leaving. I'm going to be gone for 50 days. My YouTube is still going to be going on. It's just I'm not going to be around for a while. That's the way things are going to go. But, I didn't die. Don't worry, I didn't die. So, yeah, and actually, I've got a story to tell. It's a good story. It's on, it's how I almost got a piercing. And, when I was like 11 or 12, my family and I, we went down to Vancouver for a visit to see family and stuff. So while we were down there, my mom gave us an allowance of $100 each. Right, like, oh, this is what you can spend in Vancouver, because don't go overboard, don't go wild, right? And so while I was in Vancouver, I was, looking around for things to spend $100 on, right? Like, oh, what could I get? And I walked into a piercing shop, and they're like, well, it's around $90 for an ear piercing. I was like, well, I can get an ear piercing of like a skull. They had like a really cool one. It was like $90, or like it was like $60, and like put the piercing in or something was like extra. I don't even remember, but all I know was like was a black skull, and I wanted it. But then I was like, you know what? I'm not sure if I really like piercings that much, because, you know, I've never been a really piercing guy. I guess I was when I was younger, but now that I think about it, I don't have any piercings or stuff. I kind of do want to get a tattoo later in life, but I want it to be art, not something like I love Stacy and like all my back with a teddy bear. And I want real art. So yeah, anyway, so I decided, you know, maybe I'm not going to get a piercing. Maybe, you know, no, I will get a piercing, but I'm going to come back. I'm going to see what else I can buy. And then we ended up going to this giant candy store. Like, giant candy store. I remember walking in there, and they had things I've never seen before as a child growing up in a small town. Like, they had these root beer cake things, root beer cake candy, and they were like hard candies. And they taste exactly like root beer. Like, some people are like, oh, this tastes like root beer, and it's like a candy, and you try, like, that's not root beer. Don't fool me. Like, this was root beer. This is real root beer that they somehow condensed into candy form, which just makes it better. It was like frozen, but it wasn't. I don't even know. It was just magic. But that aside, so I walked into there and I was like, maybe I'll get $10 worth of candy, because then, you know, it's $90. Then I thought to myself, maybe I can get my brother to buy candy, and I'll just steal the candy off of him, because I was like that when I was younger. And I was like, oh, you know, Chad, share some candy with me. And that's how I would have been, and he would have, because my brother loves me very much, and I wasn't very nice to him when I was younger. But besides that, I was like, oh, maybe I'll get some candy, and I decided not to, until I walked into a display full of fudge. And there was like every different flavor of fudge imaginable. Like, there was pecan pie fudge. There was, I remember there being like a strawberry fudge. I don't know, but in the long story short, I ended up spending probably around $100 on candy and fudge. That took me like a week to eat, and I remember that. And I remember feeling so bad, because I looked back on it, like, you know, 2 days after that, I was like, oh, I really wanted that piercing. And thanks, Heavy, for giving me that sandwich. Thank you very much. But, yes, looking back on it, I was like, I really wanted a piercing, but in the long run, I think that candy was probably better for me than that piercing, because I look back on it now and I don't like piercings, like, at least on men. You know how it is? Like, you know, pirates have Jew piercings and stuff, like whatever the sayings are. I don't even care. The point is if you go down to Vancouver and you spend $100 on candy and junk food, you're probably me. You're probably me. And that's when I was 11, 12. And I think maybe it made me sick. I'm not sure. It could have made me sick. I'm just gonna say it didn't, because candy is wonderful and candy never makes you sick ever. Actually, I was sick once on candy, and that's when I ate all my Halloween candy in one night. Well, not all, but like half of it. And yeah, I didn't feel too good. I think what I said at the time was I was dying. And trick-or-treating and Halloween. I love Halloween. I really do. It's been my favorite because, you know, I've always been an actor. I've always, like, you know, dressing up and acting and stuff. And excuse me. So when I was, you know, Halloween was like one of my favorite times of the year. And I'm 5'3". I'm 18 at this moment, but I look like I'm probably 14. Like, I've been called 14. I've been called 15. Like, people would probably guess I was younger, or if I didn't have like a deepish voice, I guess. I don't know, but the point is I look young. So up until no, even this year I went trick-or-treating. 18 years old, I went trick-or-treating. I remember some people give me flack, and I was like, yeah, guess who gets free candy, motherfucker? Guess who gets free candy? Not you, because you're too chicken shit to go trick-or-treating. And like, some people knew how old I was, and instead of just be like, oh, you can't just say trick-and-treat, you can give me candy, they made me sing a song. And the song, I don't want to talk over this guy because he's very important. Yeah, this guy. Anyways, that was the engineer who is doing engineer stuff. But yep. So they made me sing songs, and like, wheels on the bus go round and round. I think I sang once. I don't know. Pick me up before you go. It was just like 20 seconds long what I sang, and then they're like, okay, here's some candy. And there was this one guy who lived near me. He would always just give out apples, just like plain old apples. Like, you don't do that on Halloween. If I wanted a snack treat, I would ask my mom for like a snack treat that wasn't candy. Like, apples. I mean, it could have been worse. He could have been handing out condoms. I mean, at least condoms are useful. But anyways, that's getting way off topic of what I want to talk about, and that's candy. Do you realize? No, okay, I'm done with candy. I'm done with my candy-gasm, which just sounds too good to be true. But yeah, candy, delectable sweet. So yeah, on Vitalism, I should talk about the gameplay a little more. The flags, the intelligence resets in, I think, 3 seconds. So you want to be really fast with capping it, because if you die, nobody picks it up, it's going to go right back there. And they can't cap when you hold their intelligence, and you can't cap when they hold your intelligence, so that's why the 2 doors can close or open. So that's the way that goes. And the capture zone is in the middle of the map. So there's been talk about controlling the middle ground of this map would give you an advantage, which would, you know, definitely without a doubt. But holding the middle ground of this map is probably the hardest thing to do. Most of the time, you just want to turtle in your own. You want to turtle in your own base and stick your pyro in that base to help them protect, because it's all about not letting them get your intelligence. And there's many ways to attack the intelligence. Like this scout, he can just quickly run and grab it the way our sentry is set up. But our sentry is blocking anyone else who's slower, so you have to kind of depend on the pyro to be there and stop him. But things weren't going our way, and I think I capped 3 times, maybe twice, I'm not sure. But we only capped like a total of 4 times in this round. But yeah, so it's definitely what you would call a capture the flag race, because there's no limit. And this is a Highlander lobby, so it's 1v9, I think I said that before. And I couldn't aim this entire lobby. Like, I'll look at this right now, like not being able to hit this sniper, and I'm just like, oh, you're such a scrub. But I do well. I don't die like a million times without getting a kill, which is important because I gotta get those kill streaks, and I gotta call in the helicopter, but that's actually not available in competitive mode, if you didn't know that. So there we go, that's how that goes. So yeah, I don't know how it's going to be at camp, to really honestly tell y'all, to share my feelings. Camp, I'm bringing one backpack, or sorry, one carry-on sack thing that I can bring, full of everything I'll ever need ever. So yeah, I'm bringing books because I don't do well with boredom, and I don't sleep well because I'm an insomniac, and that's the way things go. I'm bringing my phone. Actually, I'm kind of iffy on that, because I don't want to leave my phone here because it might get lost or misplaced by my sister, or I can bring it with me where it can get lost or misplaced by other people. And like, you know, I'm a teenager. What am I gonna do without my cell phone? Come on, durr. But teenager, man, I'm an adult now. Oh, that idea is you know, pressing on you. I don't know how many of you go to school still, but let me tell you, once you get out of school, it's nothing but boredom. And like my sister who just started summer, she's like, "Oh, summer is here." I'm like, "Yay, summer!" I've had a year and a half long summer since last year when I graduated, which was fun and everything. Prom and stuff, oh, you know, all that exaggerated highlights of your life, but after that, you're just bored and nothing to do unless you work, which I was, and then not, and then was, and then not, and then, you know, life is life, and there's like so much responsibility now. It's like, what am I going to do with myself? You know? These things that adults have to think about. I don't want to think about them. And it makes you wonder, do adults, like, when they graduated, did they all of a sudden just change and they thought about these too? I bet you not. I bet you they were just like me, not knowing what the hell to do. And responsibility is just a lie. I believe that's how it is. Responsibility is just a lie. Which isn't true, but yeah, so sunshine here for the first day in like 2 weeks, because we live in a tropical rainforest. Oh, sorry, no, not a tropical rainforest. We live in a rainforest. I forget what type of rainforest it is, but that's DC for you. So, yep. I should probably have more topics to talk about. I thought that story was going to take me an hour to talk about, because sometimes I'm just really vapid and pedantic, and I like to talk for like ever about like small details and stuff. Like, and this was yellow, and that was red. And like, you know, just means storytelling. My friends, they don't like me to tell stories. Well, they do, but they just don't listen. You know, they be polite friends and pretend. So I don't blame them. So I don't even know why you're listening to me right now. I mean, you could just turn off the audio and watch me fly 150 feet in the air. That's what you could do. You could. I'm just saying. But if you've never played in a Team Fortress 2 lobby game format before, rather Sixes or Highlander, I would suggest trying it at least once, because even if you are pitted against with, you know, people that you don't know, it's not real competitive. I mean, you still play in a competitive mode, and it still feels a lot better than playing, you know, against 5 heavies or 3 spies and 4 snipers on a team. I mean, you're limited to 1 class per team, right? That's really what I enjoy about it, is playing a class and knowing I'm the only class that's playing that, and I'm a important and useful important and useful tool for the team. Like, I was gonna run buff banner somewhere around here, but I never did, because I decided if I could get a bomb on the medic, that'd be a lot more useful than, you know, a buff banner at this point, because we're not really making a team push at all. Like, this game wasn't exactly a team effort, at least from our end. They always had their demo with their medic and their heavy with their medic, and we didn't. We had like our medic wandering around being like, oh ho ho, I have a medigun. Also, we were running crits, which does well on this map. I've actually written a strategy for this map, not to, you know, say that I'm awesome or like I know everything about this map, but I know enough about this game to have my own opinion, and I wrote it down for everyone to see. Anyways, you always want the pyro in the intelligence room, because the pyro being in the intelligence room, because, you know, if he's running, the home wrecker can remove sappers if the NG dies, and, you know, reflect rockets, and you can also stand on that intel to stop the scout from running just like that and getting it. You want your Spy to be running Dead Ringer because there's like two medium health packs and 2 medium ammo, but the amount of time that it takes to go get it, you can make 2 revolutions around the whole middle of the map with the same Dead Ringer without running out of charge. That's how much ammo there is on this map. So when he was running Cloak and Dagger, I was like, and especially Cloak and Dagger Eternal Reward, I was like, well, he's a scrub. But another strategy, bombing soldier or buff banner soldier works really well because you have to push in that room, and if you, essentially the way the map goes, it's almost impossible to hold middle ground for like ever. So when one team gets essentially 3 players or like a pick, they will fall back, and that's when the other team holds the middle, and then if they, you know, it's their turn to try and cap the intelligence, and that's really wasn't how it was going here. Like, I just killed, you know, the pyro, the medic, and now the scout, and like we weren't pushing on this. We were just like do, but we should have been pushing on this, and essentially we weren't, and that's when the team falls back, and you need pushing power. And what the buff banner does is apply a lot of pushing power, because I mean, especially if you're with a heavy dealing mini crits will quickly lead to anyone's death. So yeah, mini crits and uber charge is really my perfect idea of this map working together. But roamer soldier can also work well if you're a good roamer. I'm a practicing roamer. I want to play roamer for a 6's team at one point in my life, but not when I do stuff like that, like embarrassing stuff like that. But yeah, so what are we, we're 16 minutes into this, and I still have no idea what I'm talking about, and this is what my commentaries come down to. So this is why I want to do live commentaries, because then I can make funny spur of the moment comments when I do things. But yeah. So I'm not actually really sure what happened here. I killed someone, and then I was like, okay. And I was going to go for that, but I was like, he's just going to sticky his feet. So I ran away. There's no dishonor in running, because if you are sure to win victory in a fight, then you should fight, and Sun Tzu said that. But I wasn't going to win that fight, and this is where, like, I really wanted to facepalm. I couldn't hit him, and it was sad. And there was like clipping issues on the side of that building where I hit like that barrel, and it didn't like hit him. And that's the thing with the rockets and the splash on this game. And that's also how and why the direct hit can sometimes be really buggy. I've had it like where I hit someone and they don't take damage like directly with it, and and I don't know why. I was like, you know, right underneath their feet with the 70% reduced splash. But it's like right underneath their feet, and they still don't take any splashes because there's clipping issues on like every map. And I mean, it's not like, you know, a big problem. You just gotta watch out where you put your rockets. And if you think about it, a bombing soldier, if you're above people, you have to be really paying attention to where they're going to be moving in the next half second. And that's what it really comes down to, because if you're above someone, like when I get roboed out of the air, I was trying to go for the medic, but aiming at that heavy would have only hit the heavy, so I aimed just below the heavy, well, just in front of him, hoping to get splash damage onto the medic. And if you want to kill multiple people during a bomb, that's the way you got to go. But if you want to do a lot of damage, direct hits will, you know, guarantee damage. I think the minimum you can do with a direct hit at any range is 60 or 40, I can't remember. I think it's 60 is the direct hit, so it's probably 40. And if splash damage, the least you can do is around 20. So, and that has a lot to do with splash and splash variables and things. And that's the game right there. Like, we lost, and I was like, I'm gonna beat this guy to death. And then I was hitting him, and it wasn't registering my melee hits. And the melee weapons are really bugging this game, because I don't run into this spy, and then like, and that pyro, and I hit the pyro, but I didn't. So yeah, that's the end of my commentary. I talked about nothing. I apologize to you all. I'm just gonna leave you the last couple of minutes of us losing, but I mean, it doesn't really matter that we lost. I still had fun during this whole game. So Colethehitman here signing off, and remember, don't feed the Yaogwai.